Welcome back to Let the Quran Speak. I'm with Saeed Haniff of the Olive Tree Foundation. Saeed, what kind of projects does the Olive Tree Foundation fund? I mean, they get all these endowments. What do they do with it?
That's a great question. We have particular fields of interest that we like to fund, just to sort of keep the foundation focused on community priorities. So some of those things are social services, any sort of community or health service, things to do with families, young people. Think tanks, policy institutes is an area we really want to grow and encourage that from the community. We also have a lot of things where we do community heritage and arts. And so those are the areas we focus on.
My sense in hearing some of these categories is that your aim is not just to serve the community, but also to guide it and to develop the community.
Yeah, one of our taglines is leading community development. So what we want to do is hopefully shape sort of some of the community projects. We'd like to, a lot of what we do is a lot of strategic seminars and brainstorming sessions on our own and figure out what are the community key priorities. What are those key things the community should focus on? What is it? Battered women? Is it Muslims with disabilities? Is it women in general? Is it arts and heritage media? Those kinds of things. So we try to set priorities every year and focus on those. So when we get grant requests, we try to have the charities who are requesting the funding to sort of maybe go back to the drawing board and make a few tweaks so the project fits those fields of interest or those priorities for that year.
So are there any priorities that you might be able to share with us? Just
Sure.
to know where the community is heading or where, the thinkers, the community, would like the community to go.
Sure. Well, I mean, this year we're really trying to focus on policy institute think tanks, people who are going to do research and share that research with the broader community. And it doesn't have to be specifically about Muslims or for Muslims. It's just things, good work that we can sort of put ideas and perspectives out there. One of the things we focus on over the last 2 years is Muslims with disabilities. Do they have accessibility to different centers? Are they being marginalized in the community? Can we create awareness about their issues? And the other area is women, women's issues. One of the things we don't like to talk about as a Muslim community is abuse. And so we're trying to make that a key area of focus for us.
What sort of achievements does the organization have to date?
Well, we've had some really things I'm really happy with that we've done to date. One of the ones I'm really happy with is out of Western Canada. There's a really good brother, Michael Milo. He is a film producer, and he has created a DVD called Life in a New Land, and it's the history of Muslims in Canada. And one of the things we funded a few years ago was an educational package for different school boards in Western Canada. So that's one of the things I'm really proud about. The Tessellate Institute is going to be they're going to be chronicling the history of the first mosque in Toronto. So we're really excited about that. We've done a series of bursaries for students. We've done homework help clubs for students in low-income areas. We have done programs where people can learn how to plan and write a will. And a lot of those kinds of sort of community development projects we've done.
And what would you say to encourage somebody who is thinking of, possibly participating with your organization?
Well, we're always looking for volunteers. So please visit our website, olivetreefoundation.ca, if I can plug that.
You can.
Hopefully it's going to show at the bottom of the screen. And if you would like to get involved as a donor, we're certainly willing to come to your home or office and talk to you about the Olive Tree Foundation. Certainly get in contact with your lawyer or financial advisor and talk to them about what are your sort of financial and philanthropic goals. And then have an understanding of that, and then maybe come to us, or we can put you in contact with lawyers and financial planners, and then we can take it from there.
How can we be sure that our funds are being managed properly?
Well, we have very strict management of the investments. We have a separate investment committee. All of our investments are Sharia compliant, and we only look at things that have experienced exceptional growth over the last few years, because we want the money to grow. We want the earnings every year on the investments to grow so we can do a lot of good work in the community.
Why should Muslims be thinking about endowments as opposed to thinking about just offering a donation at the local mosque?
You know what, and that's one of the reasons why we formed the Olive Tree Foundation. We coined a phrase called donor fatigue. And I think anytime Muslims want to do something, it's like, what do? We have a fundraising dinner. And I think Muslims are just tired of giving $50 and $200 and how many hands for $10,000 and there's no hands. We have to get beyond that. for two reasons. It's not a sustainable model to have fundraising dinners all the time. We should build a pool of money and let the money do the work for us. And the second thing is we should be proud as Muslims of our history and the legacy of early Muslims who have created endowments. It's one of the great institutions that we as a community have. And so we should, as Canadians, should look forward to continuing that legacy.
That's all the time we have. Thank you, Saeed.
Thank you very much.
And we'd like to hear from you. You can visit our website, www.quranspeaks.com. Send us your comments, your suggestions, and your donations, because that's how we stay on air. I'm Safiya Ali. For all of us here at Let the Quran Speak, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.